What's up? I don't even know what I'm supposed to be saying right here. Hey, I'm Ethan. What's up? Here to talk to you about warm-ups, I guess. Do you do warm-ups? I do. And I think it's pretty obvious if you've ever watched any of my time lapses what those warm-ups might be. But this is the video that talks about why I do those things that I do and how I find that it helps me. So let's pick a fun color because warm-ups aren't always fun. And this is one thing that we can do to make it a little bit more fun, right? It's always about making it interesting for yourself. So I just take like a blank document and then I start drawing lines, because if I can't draw a line, then I'm probably not gonna be able to draw anything else. And then I try to make it accurate by making parallel lines. And I'll just do this until I get comfortable. I've already been drawing a little bit today, so these are coming out a lot more cleanly than usual. But once I've done that, then I will go vertical, and I'll be trying to make like a grid. This basically practices your ability to not only draw straight lines, but also your spatial awareness for creating the spacing in between these lines and getting them to be similar, right? And then from there, I usually go to drawing boxes, squares actually. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make it so that, well, to start, I would start by just trying to make the ends line up without having to draw over it a bunch. Just use one line. And then as you get more comfortable with that, you can try and make them all the same size as you go. Again, this is honing our spatial awareness, our ability to create objects that are equally distant without having to use a ruler, right? So I just do this until I start feeling comfortable. Sometimes I'll mix it up and I'll play around with different designs, kind of trying to get my brain into thinking about the abstract shapes. So maybe I'll like come in here and I'll put a square. I'll just try to make like an interesting composition within the square, or even a design outside of the square, or a design that links squares together, rectangles together. It's all about what I'm feeling like doing that day when I get to this point. And the other thing that I am attempting to do here is keep all of my lines parallel and perpendicular. After that, I will start practicing my circles. You can do this by combining the lines like this and then trying to make a circle within those bounds. But the main goal for me when I do these is not necessarily, I don't usually do this. I don't usually do these parallel lines, though I think that it is a good practice and I probably should do it more. I usually just freeform these circles. And my goal is to just make it so that the circles, so that my lines match up. And they're as circular as possible. You'll find that there's like problem areas in your circles. Like you'll notice on mine, I get like this flat area here. And then when I tried to counteract that, I ended up with these anomalies here. And it's kind of just like, you won't be able to fix it immediately, but it's getting your brain used to attempting this, and eventually over time you will get better at it, because you need to like go to sleep and your brain needs to recalibrate all these things. And then finally, the thing that everyone's been waiting for, I start making cubes. I usually start at a random orientation and try to make parallel cubes. The way that I'm doing them now is, I don't know, maybe you'll find it harder or easier at this angle, but you might want to start with a 1-point variation first. So maybe you just have them all so that the fronts are facing here, and they're all going back to a single vanishing point. But I don't really think about vanishing points when I do this. I kind of abstract it. I just think about when things are moving away from me, they get smaller. If they're coming towards me, they get bigger. And I try to keep in mind that like all of these sides are all going towards the vanishing point, but I'm trying to, I don't like mark it, and I don't draw lines because I'm trying to make it more instinctual. I'm trying to make it so I don't have to think about it in order to get it to be accurate, because there's nothing more frustrating for me than when you have to draw like a spaceship or something, and you have to draw like a vanishing point here, oh no, I need to have one up here and down here now, and then you're like trying to figure out how all these things are coming together, and it's just very confusing. Even when you understand the perspective, the amount of lines that you have to put down can be confusing. So this is kind of a way to get your brain to understand on like a subconscious level how perspective works and how to manipulate it. When I do these warm-ups, I always think about it like I'm a blind gymnast, right? Like if I clear this layer, if I make a new layer, turn that layer off, this space is very ambiguous. I don't really know, like abstractly I know that this could be as big or small as I want, right? We all know that. But I don't really know how far I can push it. And by doing these boxes, I've started to learn how big that space is, or how far I can push that space, I guess is a better way to put it. So that's just how I think about things. So like to go back to my blind gymnast scenario, metaphor, I'm basically going into a room, into like a gymnasium, and I'm like walking around the room in various patterns to figure out where my boundaries are, right? Like I can't literally walk around in the three-dimensional space that's on the page, but what I can do is I can build these blocks. I can make these blocks that kind of take up that space. And not only am I feeling out that space because I want to use it, but I'm also convincing my brain that this space exists. Because I think, I know, for me, the idea of creating a three-dimensional space on a 2D surface can at times be a very abstract thing, and my brain doesn't naturally want to do it. Normally I do this with pen on paper, because I find that when a mistake can't be undone, I learn a lot better. There needs to be stakes. High stakes learning. You also notice that I'm not erasing. If I feel like the line is off, I will just draw over it, because I'm trying to emulate that pen on paper thing where I don't have undo and I don't have an eraser that can get rid of it. You'll notice that we're running into a weird thing where there's like this arc now, which is the foundations of curvilinear perspective. But I'm kind of just doing it out of instinct. I've never really studied curvilinear perspective, and to be honest with you, trying to study it kind of freaks me out. Intimidating. I just messed up that line. But we fix our mistakes without erasing and just keep going. I messed this box up bad, real bad, because it's supposed to be like that, I think. That's part of the learning process. Cool. Anything else? If you've enjoyed this content, like and subscribe for more stuff like this. Or maybe even more technical stuff. I don't know. Maybe this was technical. Could have been. I don't know. Either way, thank you. I've been thinking about making content like this for a while, but I've never been sure what exactly I should make. So if this has been helpful for you, let me know down in the comments. And let me know about your warm-ups if you have different ones than me and why you do them. I'm always looking for new things. So, plus you might help somebody else that's out there that you don't even know. Now I gotta go inside before the storm hits. I'm probably getting struck by lightning right here on video. Pretty neat.